All right, I'm coming on to do a dream update as well as to be very aware of what's happening. Sometimes we go in life and we're trying to figure out the path like this, and there's some bumps and whatever, and we can't really see the path, see what's before us, and we don't a lot of times see the bigger picture. And then sometimes God gives us a glimpse, and you're like, oh, okay, well, so that's Grand Junction down there. Actually, that's Palisade, and then Grand Junction further out in Fruta. That mountain right there is Garfield. You go up 2,000 feet, like a mile and a half. And then that's 70 down there, goes through the canyon. But the view up here is nice, but it's been a challenging season, and I keep having more and more issues because I keep hearing, oh, just wait. How many of you have heard that same comment and keep hearing it? Toby, come on. Sorry, my dog is coming. He's on a leash, by the way, so don't give me a hard time. You can see he's dragging his leash. I only hold it when there's an encounter that I need to stop. But out here, I'm in a high desert, and it's winter and it's like 30 degrees out, so I don't think I'm going to encounter very much of anything. But we can see there's pieces being put in place right now. We can see that the situations over in Asa is escalating. Hopefully you know what Asa is. ASIA. But those things have escalated, and a certain someone has threatened some major boom things going off. But sorry, I'm trying to figure out where this trail goes. Sometimes it's not very obvious. But we know that Mr. T, our new he's been called the Prince of Peace. He thinks himself as God, and he is trying to throw his weight around, and I think he is one of the beasts, as Daniel talks about. I think 4 beasts, and I think he's one of them. If not, he may be the AC, the anti So and we can see our foods being completely contaminated. We know our water is being contaminated. And so I've had a few dreams lately. One was a dream where I was with a group of women and they wanted to go fishing, so my uncle and myself were preparing the fishing poles and getting them ready, and then we, I guess, somehow got in a car and we went flying down a hill and into a raging river, where as soon as we hit, we saw a big flipping alligator. I'm like if it was here on the trail, when I saw it in my vision, it was like from here to like there, like 15, and this guy was not small. And we floated down the river but this interpretation, and then we tried to get out of the river But this interpretation is that I got is the fishing was fishers of men, and the women were women of God that are placed with me. And then the river, I guess, was like a flood of people that were going to end up in the wrong place, and we were trying to stop the flow. And then the gator represented all the predators that were standing in our way to stop us. And then I can't remember that dream. There was another educational dream. I can't remember it. But I had another one that was like I was in an educational, God just gave me, revealed it to me again. But I was in a college classroom where you have desks, and I had this big package from the Rock. And it was this package that was given to me, like those care packages, and it had things in it. Some of it were items you would find from Easter, and and I felt like I was in the wrong place with regards to the education, and told to move on. And so, sorry, I'm trying to figure out where to go. But yeah, so this is one more view of the valley. I'm on Palisade Trail. It is definitely a blue because you gain elevation very fast, but once you get up on top, it's like a green blue because it's easier. I mean, it's still rocky and hard to go, but not as bad as it could be. But I know that I've been examining my job, and I work for education, and feeling like I don't belong. But I kind of feel like God is giving me help because it's just been a knockdown, drag out issue up there. And the mines, holy cow, the mines have been corrupted big time. I've noticed a major shift with the thinking. They could care less about drugs and sex, and thinking nothing of being absolutely wicked and going after people and doing all kinds of things. And I mean, the gossiping and drama has gone through the roof. But it's one of those where I'm like, why am I there anymore? Because I feel like it's a job that, I don't know. It's one where I think I was put in there trying to win souls. And the devil has been trying to knock me out however he could, and losing. But, so yeah. And then, was it last night or the night before? I had a dream of bicycling, and I was on a path like this, and it was quite a long dream because it basically walked through every obstacle and everything, and I knew I was racing per se. I was racing other people and all this other stuff, and I would look at an obstacle and kind of mentally going along with it, and basically going my own way on it. But and then at the very end there was a cow pointed directly at me, and I had a little key fob in my hand, and I pressed the button, and all kinds of stuff fell on the cow, I guess to distract it and make it not be able to see or come after me. And I think that represented the devil trying to have me not finish the race kind of thing. So because we're all told to finish the race and finish it strong, and God would get us there some way or somehow. And then I had one final dream where I was in a room with a lot of people that were very dressed up, and they were preparing for a wedding. And I guess the way I saw it was I was supposed to marry this person, and said I didn't want to marry this person, but I wanted to marry this other person. Starts with an M, and she's from my past. And I asked her flat out, I was like, "Will you know what?" And she said yes. And she was giddy and happy. And so we kind of sat down and just were like planning stuff and going through with the wedding celebration, I guess, if you will. And then I woke up. But the path before us, it can look very challenging. I mean, if I knew how hard my life would be, I probably would have given up and done something really dumb. But we don't know where we're going, and God gives us the strength to keep fighting. And the challenges that I face now, in my past, I probably would have thought of them as insurmountable. But He's been developing me and preparing me to do amazing things for Him. And so it's just like this path, and as soon as I get to it, I'll show you. But there are petroglyphs on these rocks. So but there are petroglyphs on these rocks, and people came here before me. There's a group of people called the Utes, and they were Indians that were pretty much dominating all of Colorado and into Wyoming and Arizona and other places. So but they were a group of Utes, and very hardy band of people. And there's one other petroglyphs. There's another panel somewhere. But yeah, so some of this has gotten washed off. But you need to make sure that you know who you're following and what they're all about. What I've learned is to never accept things at face value. Never to just accept things and go, "Oh, well, this professional or that person said that this was the case," and challenge everything. Even what I'm saying, you need to make sure that you're seeing. These are bluebirds. I think they're mountain bluebirds. But yeah, you need to take everything to the Lord and have Him tell you if they're true or not. But I'm trying to find, I know there's more petroglyphs in here. Sorry, but I'm basically looking at this big rock, and I know there was another panel. So, but I mean, if you do not know God, I would strongly advise to know God, because He's the one that runs the whole show. It says that His invisible and visible qualities can be seen through His creation. Like all this is not geology. It did not take millions and millions and millions of years to form. It formed when the Noah's flood hit. And they're coming out with new theories and whatever, claiming, "Oh, well, we're in the millennial reign," or, "Oh, well, all this has happened, and the rapture has happened, and you're screwed." That's not true at all. So don't believe it. There was one more panel, and I can't find it. But yeah, there are these panels, and I may have gone past it, but one of them had like sheep and elk on it, or like deer looking animals. And basically the Utes would find routes, and if they had game and other things, then they would use these panels to express themselves and to leave marks for the people behind them. And I find that truly amazing because, I mean, if you look at this vast area and then these rocks which are up here, so obviously they were a trail back in the day. I mean, you can see that there are animal trails and bike. This is bike trail. But yeah, that right there, actually that's not deer, that's a little guy. This is probably sheep, but sheep are in the area and doing their thing. But you need to give your life over to God and let Him guide you and lead you, because the tribulation is here. There's going to be I don't know how I can pull this off without saying it. Things hitting certain locations that are really big and bad. So here's the panel I was trying to tell you about. So you can see the animals there. This was probably a game route, as you can see how many animals are on this. And I'm sure there were other pieces, but they fell off. But the people that are pushing the certain narrative are trying to destroy everything so they can control you. Just think about it. If you wanted to control a population, what would you do? You would make them in debt beyond what they can stand, to the point where they are so in debt to everyone and everything that they don't know what to do. You would destroy everything outside through chemical manipulation, like chemtrails, and you would also get rid of every animal and everything in order to to push your stuff. There's more panels. So there's one. I don't want to go up to it. So you can see right there, there's more, and that's an elk. So that's what I was trying to find. But I'm just trying to guide. I'm trying to be an eyewitness and all that good stuff. And I mean, sometimes we have trails in life and we don't know which way to go. But sometimes we have little guideposts. Sometimes our trail can look like that. Sometimes it can look like that. But yeah, God will lead you and guide you. There's also a lot of, people have called it timeline jumping, and things that like used to exist that don't exist anymore, like Thanksgiving used to be on the third Thursday of November, and now it's not. There used to be a cornucopia on the Fruit of Looms, which there are none. Names have changed or been altered, and to fit, I mean, it's, and I don't know what that will look like, but I kind of feel like all the timelines are coming together, because Earth is going to be destroyed and there's going to be a new Earth, like our Bible says. And I would just be very cautious when you're online. Just be very aware that every little keystroke, every little thing you do can be tracked and followed. Just be also very aware that the stuff that you're watching, a lot, well, I wouldn't say some of it, a lot of it can be faked, or what they do is get certain people to make these videos that are untruthful, and say certain things in order to make you think a certain way. I would get off TV and movies and all that. And don't trust anything that anyone says. If you do, you're going to be manipulated and taken the wrong way. So, but yeah, so there's a dog footprint there and then near. So sometimes we can see the path. But God keeps giving me dreams. I've had many rapture dreams. And I'm going stir crazy right now because I keep seeing these things. And so far none of them, well, no, there's been one or two that have come true. but I've seen alien invasion happening. I've seen water coming on the land, big waves, big waves that are covering up the sky. And I was sent to tell people and show them. And yeah, so, and everything around you, you need to respect the animals and plants, and because they are going to judge against you one day if you mistreat them. And like, oh, well, I don't have to do anything because God's going to trash it anyway. And God wants you to respect it. He wants you to take care of it, because you may be living in it in the near future. You may be running for your very life and in the nature that you tried to trash. So, but yeah, I don't know when things are gonna happen, and I'm sorry for any type of misleading that I may have said or done. All I can do is tell you what I've been shown, and God's timeline is much different than our own. I'm not date setting, I'm not saying certain things, and I have before. I said, oh, well, Sukkot looks like a really good day, or Pentecost, or all these others, and they came and gone. So I would stock up and prepare, get things that you need to live, because all the prices are going to go through the roof. I mean, Walmart and everyone else has said it, that because of the tariffs, we're going to jack up our prices. So they're just making excuses so they can ruin our lives. But thank you for joining me. Hopefully you enjoyed the views. But yeah, if you want to go on this trail, it's called down there it's called the Palisade Plunge. And then there's loops up here that you can go on. And it's right outside the Palisade, Colorado. It's a gorgeous area. And you can even do it in the winter, because you just gotta watch your step and make sure that you don't slip. But I don't know. If you like rocks and that type of scenery, then this would be good for you. So thank you for joining me. If you've stayed on to the end, I'm only trying to share what I know. And thank you. Bye.